Doosra Point, hosted by Paris and Mosi.
This could be victory. It is. Pakistan win the World Cup. Strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup. That's a big six.
Doosra Point.
And we're live, Mr. Pasha. Boom.
क्या
So
हाल है
have you started watching PSL? बिल्कुल ठीक. Enjoying PSL until I heard that हमारा जो broadcasting partner, the Reliance Group, they have pulled out. So
सरप्राइज
man,
नहीं है आजकल नेबर्स के साथ पड़ोसियों के
यार
साथ
पड़ोस हालात भी ठीक नहीं है और पड़ोसी कुछ बिहेव बच्चों की तरह कर रहे हैं. So Cricket Buzz, which is an Indian cricket website, they have removed every single PSL stat or anything to do with PSL. They've removed it from their website.
yeah emotions running a bit high
Yeah, way too high. और दूसरे ये कि कोई जो क्रिकेट इंडिया का क्लब है, इंडियन क्रिकेट क्लब है, उसमें इमरान खान की तस्वीर थी कपिल देव के साथ, you know, as a former cricketer, so they took that out. So this, yeah, not very classy. But
I mean yeah emotions are definitely running high I guess
yeah. So
politics, man, it never ends.
the only bright side is that match in a few months' time, जो World Cup में होना है, that is going to be bigger than ever.
When is India Pakistan match in a World Cup never big, man? This is adding fuel to
Yeah,
the fire, but it's disappointing. I mean, generally speaking, I mean the blame game always starts when something happens. So I don't know, such kya hai or jhoot kya hai, what the ground realities are. Nobody actually.
Yeah, without dwelling too much on this, but I'm disappointed, and I'd be disappointed if Pakistanis had done the same thing. When you know, when the tension is kind of skyrocketing, all these little factions of fraternities like music, entertainment, sports, these institutions actually try and calm things down. In this case, they are actually adding more fuel to fire, which is disappointing to me. But show will go on. Show must go on.
Yeah, I guess.
That's a good start.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think politics and sports should never mix, anyways. So I've always had that view. And
Yeah.
also, I think it also has a probably got to elections are coming up and this and that. I mean, you know how politics goes. So,
Yeah.
but PSL is fun to watch, man. PSL is here, so it's something to do every day, which is great to watch highlights, to watch the game. Keeps
Man,
you
it's,
entertained.
and it's getting better with every season.
Yeah, I think the cricket for sure is getting better. I thought the quality of cricket has, for some reason, felt it has gone up a little bit. And you know, the Pakistani boys are playing pretty well. They've done pretty well. Like the stars till now. I mean, obviously, as in जितने matches नहीं हुए हैं, but जितने भी matches हुए in the first week, so it's been pretty good. It's been a dominating performance more by the Pakistanis than any international sort of star that's come and played.
Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise that we don't have so many stars, you know, available for us to play. लेकिन उससे हुआ ये कि जो balance है overseas players versus और Pakistani players का, that's hanging in balance, which is great. Because now our youngsters are actually getting a chance to play as opposed to, you know, all these stars stealing the show.
Yeah, I mean, and there's still, you know, enough stars playing even then that it's good to watch. It's a good mix. I feel like it's a good mix.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's great.
Full bench strength in display. Some of the usual stars, some oldies still playing. I guess it's always good to watch Afridi hit a six. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah.
उस दिन भी मारे एक दो छक्के. So that doesn't get old for some reason. You know, Afridi is Afridi. जितनी भी गालियां दे दो, जब वो छक्का मारता है तो crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, Afridi is no joke. I mean, Afridi पे criticism is that his stardom could never translate into, you know, a consistent performance. But apart from that, he was such a big star that his star power survived for years, for a decade.
Yeah, man,
And
it's been a couple of years now that he's retired, and he's still playing and playing like he always did. I mean, he's still unreliable, but he still may swing a match here and there. Still
yes.
bowling as well. Looks reasonably fit. Even Misbah looked thinner actually. He looks older, of course, but still playing decent. And his cow corner six was full display, which was like typical chakka out there, which was great to see. So it was sort of bringing back old memories for a change.
हाँ मेरे तो जहन में था कि मतलब why would you not play at least T20 for Pakistan because
आप
it's
बताते हैं।
well, he's 40 T20 doesn't require so much physical stamina or strength,
I'm not
and he
sure.
looks great. He looks great. But I know I'm not. I'm just kidding. I mean, I think we should just move on now from Misbah. But it was a good. It was
Yeah,
very nostalgic to see him play.
it is very nostalgic to see all of these guys play because we've had some good times with them. They've had some good time on the crease, as they say.
But it's good to know that these guys are still pretty active and they haven't really ये अक्सर होता है कि जब आप cricket छोड़ते हैं then you look very unfit, you have a belly hanging sticking out and you don't look like an athlete. It's great because see we were talking about we have such a tight squad, like we don't have too many replacements, especially in our batting department. And what if someone gets injured? Do you have SOS players to come in and rescue you? Hafiz is already injured now. There are some talks about that it's quite possible if he doesn't heal in time his injury, then he may be in doubt for World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the injury to his hand. I mean, bowling karte pe was, just fielding from a straight shot from the batsman, but it didn't feel that bad. But I guess it's fractured and he requires surgery, and it sounds pretty serious now. So I don't know exactly what happened. So
Yeah,
obviously he's not going to be playing the Australia series, जो PSL के बाद होगी March में.
huh.
He's not playing that for sure, but still, World Cup is like still June, यार, काफी time है. So I'm a bit surprised at these statements. के it must be a pretty bad injury if he can't recover in 2-3 months.
एक तो सिर्फ स्पेकुलेशन भी हो सकती है, दूसरी सेंसेशनलाइजेशन भी हो सकती है. But the question is, if he doesn't get enough cricket under his belt before the World Cup, then how good Hafiz is? That's a question I don't have an answer for.
And that is a very good question because I mean, if he's played well in South Africa, white ball cricket means जब वो खेला है T20s and especially the one days, he was playing well. So he looked, reasonably in form. Again, PSL would have been great. Now he's injured, he's obviously out for the PSL season. But
Mhm.
going into a World Cup, sort of not played at all, yeah, that can be a concern because I think Hafiz would have been an important part of our squad for the World Cup,
Yeah,
both from a
absolutely,
bowling
man.
perspective and from a batting perspective, both of them.
Yeah, whatever he is and he's not, he's still a force to reckon with in our squad. So
Yeah, on his day, I mean, he can be, very good, and but again, he can also be very unreliable as well. So आप गालियां भी देते हैं हफीज को, and when he plays well, you're like, yeah, he's a pretty good player. But
yeah, and sorry, I cut you.
नहीं नहीं, मैं यही कह रहा था कि अगर वो fit ना हुआ तो then that does leave somewhat of a gap because our middle order was a little bit shaky as it is. Haris Sohail be injured tha, and he's had knee problems for quite a while, so he hasn't played as well. So I don't know how fit he is now.
He's still in the squad, so he should get a knock soon. I hope so. Like going back to my point, then, so it's good to know that all these, veterans are still playing and they're fit. And who knows, maybe you get a script for a next Bollywood or Lollywood movie. Not Bollywood, can't say Bollywood, but could be someone making a comeback like Misbah Afridi and winning a World Cup, scoring 100. Things
आप
happen. Zidane did that for France.
आप तो बिल्कुल ही मतलब इंडियन मूवी स्क्रिप्ट लिख रहे हैं इस वक्त.
सर चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी जो हम जीते थे वो भी एक स्क्रिप्ट था. It was a bad script. अगर आपने मुझे कहा होता कि ये स्क्रिप्ट ये मूवी बनाई मैं कहता निकलो यहाँ से.
कि कोई डेब्यू करेगा और आके फाइनल में 100 मार के इंडिया को हरा के हम जीत जाएंगे तो
वो भी
yeah,
जब राउंड रॉबिन में हम इंडिया से हारे थे.
you're right कि if you had told me that especially after the first India game I would have laughed in your face and said you lost your mind.
Oh, absolutely. Or it has happened in the sport. In fact, in cricket, the great Imran Khan, he came back. He had retired before World Cup. He was 40 years old. Was World Cup or 39.
Yeah, but that
So
was
things
like
happen.
a year before, he was still.
True,
But
but the
hopefully
structure.
it doesn't come to that. Let's be honest. But
I mean, I don't. I just want Pakistan to win the World Cup. My hopes are high now.
अच्छा आपकी
So,
dreaming अभी से शुरू होगी.
sir, वो आपको पता है, that's a problem. I can't really give up on that.
This is like
Ka-
me thinking about watching the Indiana Purdue game tomorrow, and Indiana has lost out of the last 11 games has lost last 10. But still, I have hope कि शायद वो number 10 team को कल हरा दें. ये वही वाली hope है
हाँ,
आपकी.
मेरी होप हमेशा से ही है. मैं तो चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी में बड़ा होपफुल था, अगर आपको याद हो वो व्हाट्सएप मैसेजेस एंड वर्कड आउट वेल.
That's our curse, man. Okay, we still always have that lingering hope, no matter how disappointing it is usually. Probably 7 out of 10 times it's disappointing, but that 3 times that we win, it just keeps you going.
I mean, you live for those 3 times. Who cares about those
Exactly.
7
Yeah, who cares about the 7?
times?
Just live for the 3.
So अभी जो क्रिक बस ने ये सारे records और PSL को हटाया अपनी वेबसाइट से, तो now there's a meme going on like, okay, how are you going when so you're a cricketing website and someone asks you what happened in Champions Trophy 2017, what are you going to say?
Yeah, that doesn't even make sense actually, to be honest. But um, again, I mean, I guess it's a Indian backlash right now. It'll probably calm down. I mean, it's not the first time as well, but
I mean,
but yeah, it is testing times between two countries right now. It's
yeah.
unfortunate, I think, in many respects, but
So what's better to kill the India-Pakistan politics conversation than Umar Akmal? Umar Akmal
according to Sakleen
made a
Mushtaq,
massive statement. So
yeah, when we get that, according to Sakleen Mushtaq, he needs to be a key part of our World Cup squad.
look, man, if he scores at 150 a strike rate, and if he keeps piling up runs in this edition, I'm not sure if Mickey Arthur will allow him in the dressing room after what had happened. He's a very stubborn guy, also.
I don't think even if he scores 1,000 runs in the PSL, 200 strike rate, that he's coming back. I'll
Oh,
tell you that.
he batted really well. I don't like the guy, but he batted really well. So him and Shazad.
Ahmed Shahzad has done shit, but Umar Akmal, I mean, it's not like we've never doubted that he has talent, right? We've never doubted that he could
Yeah.
be. He was always stylish. He always had the potential. And it was just 75 उसने किए अभी. It was at full display. But again, his head's not in the game, yeah. His flashes of brilliance, yes, you will get that every now and then. But when you look at the overall picture, I can't get my head around. मुझे तो वो उसकी वीडियो याद आती है जो वो
Kickboxing.
किक बॉक्सिंग की प्रैक्टिस कर रहा था या उसकी सेल्फीज ले लो या कुछ. I mean, and then the whole thing with Arthur, no way Arthur will ever let him. He didn't even allow him in the stadium, let him in the team to दूर की बात है.
Yeah, no, I don't see him playing. I think Arthur would go for Shahid Afridi or Misbah if it comes to that, than letting this guy back in.
I swear, literally, I think he
But it was kind of funny that he knows that he's not going to play, but he's playing. He played really well. He was hitting it sweetly.
हाँ अभी खैर 2 innings ही खेली हैं उसने and he's I guess scored a bit, but it's too early a bit. Let's see how he does. And again, T20 for me is still very different to one-day internationals. That's a completely different game, yeah.
Oh yeah,
ODIs, you still need to occupy this crease. You need to spend time. You need to be a bit more disciplined. Discipline and Umar Akmal are two words I will probably never use together.
Yeah, they wouldn't get along ever.
Ever.
Yeah, no. I think it's a big no. He can, as you said, I think that's how I'm sure the management feels right now. You scored 1,000 runs, good for you. You'll be picked up by some other franchise next year, next edition, but not for us. Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best you can expect. But yeah, even De Villiers ने अभी तक कुछ नहीं किया. Lahore usual curse continues. बेचारे Lahore एक मैच के साथ जीत गए. but they still just you look at the squad and you say they got to do well, but still bottom of the table again.
There are some very funny memes out there on Lahore calendars. And one of them was in AB de Villiers के 3 तस्वीरें थी उसमें एक गेल था एक ब्रांड मैकुलम था and they were talking to AB de Villiers saying ये IPL नहीं है अशोक डंडा बॉलिंग नहीं करा रहा. And the other one was the owner Rana Saab. That guy has become a brand in himself.
Yeah, that guy, I swear, versus you're right. He's become quite popular. His reactions have become quite popular.
He's very excitable character, but I mean, he's owning the wrong
tough time in the PSL, man. Because they're still but they've played 3 matches, lost 2, and worst run rate as well. So, bichare, they've been at the bottom of the table every single PSL. I mean, no, I don't know how you do that when there are only 6 or 5 teams. So,
and they've always had a very strong side. Also,
it's on paper, it's pretty good.
Even this year.
Yeah, on paper, it's a good team. मतलब फखर है हफीज तो जो हफीज तो अभी इंजर हुआ हफीज है ब्राथवेट है डिविलियर्स है I don't know यार राहत अली he's the highest wicket taker right now. Brendan Taylor आपका कीपर है यासिर शाह भी है Corey Anderson भी है मतलब you've got a pretty decent team, but it's just that they haven't for some reason they haven't been able to put it together.
Yeah, it's just, hopefully, I mean, they can, as we were discussing, it's very early to say anything. And well, they were able to beat Karachi. It was a good victory, but apart from that, it's been a struggle.
Yeah, and that also courtesy to Haris Rauf, जो कोई 4 विकेट लिए उसने इस मैच में जिताया, and quite nippy character and quite emotional.
Very emotional, and surprisingly, the guy has not played a single first-class match. And he's bowling at 150.
No, I was watching the highlights of his wickets, 140 plus, almost every ball, decent action. So I was like, where has he come from? And so I had never heard of him. And like he said, he hasn't actually played anything.
He's coming from Lahore Qalandar's own talent hunt program. I don't know what they call it there, but they held, a trial or few trials, and he came through that, which is a big contribution from Lahore Qalandar or Rana Saab to PCB or to Pakistan cricket. Because if this guy can actually, I don't think he's that star who's going to play in the World Cup because he has zero experience. But he's hard to deny now.
Yeah, he's hard to ignore because Abhikar still again he's only played 3 games, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's a lot more cricket to be played.
No, listen.
But on show, like watching him, he did look impressive. I'd agree that. But especially with that kind of pace, because we've been lacking pace besides Afridi, nobody, Shaheen Afridi ke alawa koi abhi 140 plus nahi kar raha. Amir's dropped in pace, all the others are dropped in pace. So I still feel like we're missing an outright pacer. So anybody that sort of at least bowls 140 plus, yeah.
Exactly.
140 plus bhi nahi keh raha, 140 plus hi ho jaye consistently, so that'd be good. So
yeah,
maybe fine, yeah.
That's my point. Someone who can bowl at 150 without any experience, that tells you with all that coaching and then first class exposure, sky is the limit. So you can't really ignore him. You can't really deny him any opportunity. And he's not going to play in this World Cup, but he's only 23.
But the 2020 World Cup is not too far away, man.
Yeah, and that's a good. I was excited because in the last podcast we were talking about how we don't have anyone who bowls at 140 5+ consistently.
The problem is I almost think कि, bowler हमें कहीं ना कहीं से मिल जाते हैं. Batsman को ही ढूंढो यार. The
Yeah,
key is the batsman.
I have an option, but you don't like him.
Who?
Play Umar Akmal. That's the thing, yeah.
आप अहमद शहजाद से ओपनिंग करवा लें और उमर अकमल को 2 डाउन भेज दें.
अहमद शहजाद तो गोल्डन डक पे बैठा हुआ है लगता है उसका जो हाई है इसके वजह से उसने इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट से उसको बैन किया था, वो तो उतरा नहीं है.
अभी तक वो जरा स्लो चल रहा है.
स्लो चल रहा है. पॉइंट पे उसने ऐसे मिस भी किए. आई थॉट मे बी ही वाज अंडर सम इन्फ्लुएंस.
बेचारा, he's done and dusted, man.
I think him and Umar Akmal, they both have. I think they both have a similar problem, which is they don't have a very good head on their shoulders.
Yeah,
And that's it. Talent is one thing. You can be supremely talented, but if you look at all the global stars, Virat Kohli, Brian Lara, Zamal Malik, Wasim Akram, Imran Khan, all these guys were very intelligent off the field. Also, they were just intelligent people when they spoke. If you ever heard Akmal or Ahmed Shahzad, talk or give an interview, you'll see that they lack that intelligence, and unfortunately, that manifests in the game.
Yeah, you're right. You need to have some sort of character to yourself, to personality. I mean, एक कुछ वो होती है जो आप pick up कर लेते हैं, but they just can't put it together, man. They don't have a solid enough brain.
हाँ, उसका रीजन ये कि जब आप किसी लीन पैथ से गुजर रहे होते हैं, then you need that brain, you need that intelligence to come out of it. कि यार टेक्निक में क्या मसला है, talking to people, having that whole set of skills, something that Babar has. It's very evident. It's not that Babar किसी और background से आ रहा है. He's from the same culture. He's from the same background, but he looks a different person altogether. Forget about a player.
हाँ, I mean upbringing एक चीज होती है, but also I feel like cricket में you have to be quite calculating, from calculating how many runs you need, to the math, to handling the pressure, to rotating the strike and knowing when to go and when not to go, and which bowler to actually hit out and which one to block out. And I mean, if you really wanted to get down to it, you can strategize in cricket in quite a detailed level. And
Oh,
if you're batting and you do all of that, that means your brain is working continuously, and you're calculating the odds, and scenario playing अगर आप करें, so you can really it can really take a toll, and you got to be pretty smart to pull that off, like like with the likes of like Imran Khan, these guys. That's why they were so good. If it wasn't for their just natural talent, it was also because they were intelligent, smart guys who played cricket and knew how to play the game, as they say.
yeah, absolutely. You're spot on. It's a puzzle that you're solving out there, whether you're a batsman or a bowler or something else. To decide that you need to be physically fit, like Virat Kohli puts a lot of emphasis on that, that's also an intelligent decision. So it all boils down to how intelligent you are. I mean, history is witness. Players like Steve Waugh was not a very talented player, but he was extremely he was extremely intelligent and extremely disciplined, and that's all you need.
Yeah, exactly. Hard work and effort and guts and all of that matter as well. So
I mean, I can guarantee you. Name me one legend who was a dumb person off the field, or who was a dumb person and a great player. Hard to.
No, you can't. I mean, you look at like जो बहुत ही मुझे well spoken लगता है cricketer is Sangakkara.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's a class act. He लगता है कि वो कोई Ivy League का पढ़ा हुआ बंदा है type. Very very smart cricketer. And look at his stats, man. He was a brilliant cricketer. One of my all-time favorites.
And he was able to solve that puzzle more than anybody else did. That's why he was a better player than anybody else.
Absolutely, yeah.
So इसलिए जहाँ पे तभी मैं, so I agree with you, jokes aside, that Umar Akmal and Ahmed Shahzad should not be in consideration because unfortunately they have not worked on their personal development. And it's not just how talented you are playing in that gully cricket circuit.
Yeah, and I think they'll have to do way much more than just perform in one season of PSL to make it back. They'll have to maybe
Yeah.
perform like multiple seasons and the national one day tournament and first class, and then maybe they get a look in, but otherwise though too
हाँ
early.
आपको
2 innings, 2 innings खेली हैं 150 की है उमर अकमल ने तो इतनी hype हो गई. Like Sakleen saying कि he has to be part of the World Cup. I was like, 1 innings, yeah, calm the hell down. Hello.
yeah one yeah, I lost you for a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm saying, yeah, you're right. I agree with you. One inning it's too early for anyone to make any claims or demand anything. And even if he plays well, I don't think he's an instant draft into our squad.
So I'm to supporting Karachi as always, being a Karachiite. आप धोखा देके किसी और को support तो नहीं कर रहे हैं, आप कराची को support कर रहे हैं.
I'm so overwhelmed and so excited and proud just by PSL. I've actually haven't thought about who am I supporting.
I was a bit disappointed कि Pitbull नहीं आया.
I don't give a flying fruity about Pitbull.
Opening ceremony में
I
Pitbull नहीं
didn't.
आया, उसका plane खराब हो गया
मैं-
apparently. This is the excuse they gave.
उनका
That
प्लेन
was
खराब
quite,
हो गया.
yeah, it was quite hilarious. But I did think the opening ceremony was a bit odd, a bit boring.
I
But
didn't even see that, man. That doesn't rock my boat, to be very honest.
yeah, it probably shouldn't. But the cricket when it takes over, the only thing disappointing for me is that watching the PSL with empty stands just doesn't work for me, man. Abhi is saal we're doing 8 games in Pakistan towards the back end of the tournament, and Fine obviously has been in Pakistan for the last few times. So um, I'm quite keen ke maybe it's just about time that you move everything back, yeah. Because it just is so disappointing. Abhi bhi main highlights dekh raha tha ke you know hardly 1,000 people in the ground maybe. And this is a cricket starved nation, यार. हमारे पास almost कराची में ही 20 मिलियन लोग हैं यार. 20
हाँ,
मिलियन लोग में 50,000 लोग स्टेडियम में भरना is like night day and day night out आप भर सकते हैं.
yeah, it's hard to fill up when you're away from home. It's
Yeah,
just not possible.
yeah, but still, तो I'm not sure it's. I think हालात इतने बेहतर हो चुके हैं कि अब they should really start considering moving the whole thing back. I think enough of this.
I'm very sure, unless some black swan kind of an event happens, you will see every single match being played in PSL, off PSL in Pakistan.
I think it starts from next season. I think the government has also sort of stated. I think Imran Khan actually noticed and said, "Okay, I think it's time to move it back to Pakistan," which I completely agree. I think it's our tournament. To be honest, like I was saying earlier, कि अभी अगर आप पहला हफ्ता देखें, it's all been Pakistanis performing, and you watching them rather than it's not like De Villiers is has scored or any other big name has international name has scored and taken over. Watson's played well, but generally speaking, it's been a good show because of the Pakistani players.
वो वाला एंगल भी ठीक है और दूसरा ये भी है कि आई थिंक क्रिकेट जो पाकिस्तान की सिचुएशन है beyond cricket भी वो बहुत improve हुई है. Last time when I was in Pakistan, I saw a lot of foreigners just roaming around without any security. Tourism is picking up, so the reason why we were not hosting PSL in Pakistan, those reasons have gone away, and it's high time that we should just take it where it belongs.
No, I completely agree, and I think जो players हैं, even De Villiers said he'll go and play the 8 games in Pakistan. A lot of the commentators, right now come to Pakistan to commentate and stuff, and
Yeah.
a lot of the national stars started coming as well. Abhi for football ka bhi Kaka and all these guys came and played as well.
Kaka, Figo, Akon was going to be in Pakistan. I don't know if he was there already, but he plans to be there.
Yeah, he plans.
France,
picking up, yeah.
France has revised their travel advisory. Portuguese have revised their travel advisory. A lot of Europeans are coming to Pakistan. So I think it's yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Just do it.
So I think we need to be a bit brave. We might. I think I agree कि शुरू में जो UAE में move किया था was obviously हालात सही नहीं थे, and you needed to build that brand name. I think now the brand name is there. It's a recognized tournament, probably right behind IPL and BBL. It's in that sort of top 3, 4, top third or fourth 2020 league. So I think वो brand name तो अब बन चुका है. It's organized well and put together pretty decently well.
Yes, 100%. I think it should be in Pakistan from next year on. I don't think it's too late for you to have more matches this season, but next year for sure.
But I'd be love to see Karachi Kings play the final in Karachi, of course.
It's quite Karachi. Karachi played well in the first match. They have a good, very balanced side. They don't have too many superstars. Imad Wasim is doing well, so that's a good option for us. Having a good deputy.
Imad is still a very T20 player for me. One days में उसने अच्छा खेला. I mean, Karachi Kings is not very international heavy. I mean, they have Colin Monroe.
I don't know if he's there or not.
He's not there yet. I think Colin Ingram, who's been playing, Livingston hai, but and Summers hai, but otherwise there are no huge big names like De Villiers or something like that. So it's very still Mohammed Amir, Babar Azam, Imad Wasim, Usman Shinwari, Mohammed Rizwan. These are all the regulars of
very kind of a balanced squad. But what I'm most excited about is Mohammed Amir being kind of coached by Wasim Akram, because he's now Karachi Kings president.
That's true. That's a good one.
I was actually thinking, why doesn't Wasim Akram do something with Amir? Because Amir has completely lost that zip, as we were talking in the last podcast. And then I heard Wasim Akram talking about Amir, which was an older clip, that Wasim Akram has noticed Amir, as he delivers the ball, he kind of jumps away from the umpire, and that's why he's not been able to bring the ball back in. But he was saying, if he comes and talk to me, I'll definitely tell him that, and he needs to work more harder at it and all those things. And bam, now you see Wasim Akram in that Karachi Kings management. So I'm very excited about that.
And Amir's bowled well. I mean, he's one of the top wicket takers so far. 5 wickets लिए हैं. Economy rate always. Generally kabhi pitta nahi hai. He's under 6 right now as well.
And he looks very interested.
Exactly.
But surprisingly, Pakistan ke liye jab wo khela tha, the shoulders were dropped and he didn't look that excited, with the opportunity. I don't care what people say. I think Amir is still your best bowler, and he has to be the squad. I was going to some forum that I'm part of on Facebook, and guys were saying, Amir is good for nothing. Oh, come on, shut up. Amir will be spearheading the attack. I should spearhead the attack.
I mean, wicket-taking abilities with him, Mohammed Amir, ki wo no doubt has been in a decline, or has stagnated to a great extent. But he still looks the part, right? And he still has that, वो Champions Trophy वाली spell, या वो T20 World Cup, Asia Cup में थी India के साथ spell, and he has his moments of brilliance that just वही वाली बात हुई. As Pakistanis, I'd rather watch us win three games out of the 10 and then forget about the 7 that we lost, because I long for those 3. And that's the same with Amir. Okay, 7 out of 10 times he may not perform well at all. And Yeni Amir doesn't perform. He's never gets 80 run या 90 run. He won't be a Wahab Riaz or Usman Shinwari that has the worst record. He'll always be very stable. He won't be like a star performance. But जब वो करता है perform, then it's it's for the record books.
कुछ players का DNA होता है to perform in big matches. They rise to the occasion, and Amir has proved that.
Yeah, definitely. definitely.
So I'm excited, with that combination, Amir Wasim Akram. Another combination I'm kind of excited about. I always thought Shaheen Afridi is a great talent, but Shaheen Afridi needs to bring the ball back in. If he's to be a star bowler, a weapon that everyone is afraid of, he needs to bring the ball back in. And now he's playing with Rahat Ali in lower Qalandar, and Rahat Ali can only bring the ball back in. He can't move the ball out. So hopefully that gets translated, and
Rahat
that's
Ali, Rahat Ali is your top wicket taker right now. खैर, 3 matches ही खेले हैं, but 8 wickets. So he's
I'm. I always liked Rahat Ali as a test bowler. On to
as a
be very
test bowler, yes. I don't know what happened and why he just sort of disappeared.
थोड़ा सा आपकी, he's a very what
Unimpressive, I would say.
statistically he's not that impressive. He's just his persona, which plays a huge role. Unfortunately, his presence is very weak,
That's true.
and that's why I don't think he doesn't have an armor persona. He doesn't have an armor presence, and it's hard to be if you're not newsworthy, then it's doubly difficult for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but I don't think he's ever bowled poorly. He's always been good or lukewarm.
That's true. But
So,
Multan Sultans, the new team, I guess, they've not done bad as well. Actually, Multan Sultan is now owned by a very good friend of mine, Taimur Malik, along with Ali Tareen, Jahangir Tareen's son, I guess. They're now the owners of Multan Sultan. So I was quite excited for that because I know him pretty well. So I get to see his selfies and this and that all quite often now with all the players, and I get so jealous. अगर मैं दुबई या मस्कत में होता था, I would have been sitting with him watching the games.
don't get jealous. Just buy one franchise, man.
Yeah. 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 You want to
Just
pitch
do
in? Let's do it.
it.
Pitch in and
No, no. We'll call it Doosra Point Raiders or something. But Multan Sultan to me has probably or arguably the strongest squad with Peshawar Zalmi.
Yeah, I think they've got a pretty good squad, but Shoaib Malik, Afridi in there. They have Irfan, as well, and Andre Russell.
And as when I was saying that, I got a glimpse of Quetta Gladiators squad, and they're not bad too. They have a very solid team also. They've good all rounders too.
I mean, all the teams are pretty. I mean, on any given day, it's hard to pick a outright winner, which is again the beauty of of the these T20 leagues in general, that you have to be consistently good over a period of time to win the tournament. And but on a given day, any team can beat anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Interestingly, if you look at the points table right now, except Quetta Gladiators, apart from them, everyone has lost a match and they've won a match also, which tells you that it's a very, very competitive series.
Yeah, and I think it'll continue to be like that for the rest of the tournament. I'm sure it'll still be pretty close. Except
No
for
team
Lahore.
is.
Except for Lahore, I can probably the only team I can bet on that might be the bottom of the table is Lahore, which I think I'd put my money on that for some reason.
Yeah, if you go by the history, and they're still sitting with the lowest run rate right now.
या वही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि अब 3 मैचेस में 2 हार चुके हैं और लोएस्ट रन रेट है तो
कितने matches हैं वैसे total?
I think they play 8 matches each. I think I can't remember.
8 matches?
Let me check.
So, तो अगर 8 matches is still they're in with a shot.
Yeah, it's still early.
But if nothing else, Lahore Qalandar can poop in your party and you can actually nut your favorite team out of the tournament. One of those matches where they don't have anything to play for, but the other team has to beat them.
Yeah, exactly. Spoilers.
Yeah. So, but who do you? Okay, this is the first podcast after PSL. Who do you think is going to win? Bet if you were to bet on someone or some team rather.
Yeah, I think Quetta and Peshawar are probably my bets to make the final if I had to pick.
If you had to pick one, let's make it interesting.
If I had to pick one,
Uh-huh.
it's very hard to pick, yeah. But actually, even Multan Sultan's come to think of it, it's quite hard. Yeah? It's quite hard to pick outright winners. Maybe I'll say Quetta or let's go with Quetta.
You'd go with Quetta. I would go with Peshawar Zalmi.
Just because of history and Sammy.
Not the history, but the Sammy. I think the Sammy factor. He's probably the only. It's actually he's not the only settled captain. Sarfraz has been leading Quetta right from the World Score. I don't know. I think that I like their squad.
I was a bit surprised at Mohammad Sami getting this time on the United captaincy.
I was surprised too, to be very honest. Yes,
I was quite surprised.
but then I looked at the squad and I was like, who should lead? Asif Ali.
That is also a good point.
I think they're trying to do it, and I agree with that. They're trying to have Pakistani players lead, which is a good exposure for them. But I mean, if not Sami, I'm thinking who else. By the way, tell me something. Where is Rahman Rais?
Rahman Rais is, I don't know if he's back from injury, but I haven't seen him play, so he must
He
have
was
still
injured, right?
Yeah, he was injured, so he's still not back.
He's in the squad. I always thought he was a very good bowler. He was a great one-day bowler.
Of course he was. He was in our Champions Trophy squad, man. He played the semi-final.
Squad, very nippy, deceptive. He short run, very nippy. So okay, yeah. Somehow he just fell off the radar.
No, he's been injured for a while. He hasn't been able to make it back yet. He had a stress fracture, I think. But
Yeah,
he's just regaining his fitness. He was meant to hopefully play in the PSL, but he's still, I guess he's still recovering.
I think he's still recovering because he hasn't had a hit in a couple of games that they've played this season. So, anything else from PSL apart from AB de Villiers not performing the way everyone expected him to?
Khair, it's early days. Hassan Ali ka bowl was pretty cool, वैसे काफी exciting. Hassan Ali भी. De Villiers also that spinner that got his wicket. He was a 19-year-old. It was probably his day, dream come true to get a De Villiers wicket.
Figured it out, yeah. Bragging rights and street cricket.
Yeah, that was quite exciting. And to see his interview as well. काफी खुश था.
I'm actually very impressed with Ibtisam Sheikh from Peshawar Zalmi. You know that kid who looked like a kid last edition and now he's all grown up with his French Cody.
Acha.
Leg spinner.
Yeah.
So again, it's too early. He's had 2 games and he was spinning as a leg spinner. Bowled really well. So I'm kind of excited, but let's see how does it end for him in this tournament.
Sahi. So we're looking forward to it, man. I think today was a break day,
and tomorrow also. I think they start on Wednesday.
Also, yeah, they start back on Wednesday.
And hopefully they have a broadcaster by then.
By then, yes, that's true.
Because otherwise you won't be able to see any matches unless they go on YouTube live.
I'm sure they'll figure it out.
But man, we can't finish this one off without mentioning Sri Lanka's first Test match against South Africa.
What an incredible innings from Pereira, man. What can you say? That's once in a blue moon wali situation.
Man, 78 runs, last wicket. Beautiful innings. And by the way, that play, he has been around. Kushal has been around for a very long time. He's not a new guy. And
of course, but he's been a decent player. He's not,
he looked like he bats like Jasuria. He looks like the way he bats, his style looks like Jasuria. And that was his claim to fame when he actually made his debut. This guy can hit and he's got a strong bottom hand. But man, what an innings.
Brilliant innings, yeah. I mean, to score in that, chasing 300 plus. I mean, odds hands down were that Sri Lanka had zero chance of winning and scoring 300 300 plus runs to win a test match is quite incredible. Um and given the, I mean, it was also the first test match, right?
It
And
was a first test match against arguably the best bowling attack, the best test bowling attack in the world right
not
now.
arguably the best, at least statistically speaking and ranking wise, they are the best bowling attack.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the West Indians would be very upset.
No, I mean with Stain, Philander,
Yeah,
Rabada, and I mean, come on, the three fast bowlers like that.
yeah,
Um,
very, very good bowling attack, and in South Africa, and that
in
too
South
when
Africa.
Sri Lankas were struggling before this tournament. No one thought they had a chance.
Yeah, especially, I mean, chalo, if they were playing in Sri Lanka and spinning wickets and stuff, I'd still say, fine. And they did beat South Africa in Sri Lanka, but in South Africa, you would give them zero chance. And like us, I mean, we were whitewashed, yeah. Um,
Uh,
to see actually Sri Lankans beat South Africa is was impressive. And also on a positive note, great to see because Sri Lankan cricket had also post Jayawardene Sangakkara had gone through a bit of a have or are still going through in many respects a rough phase because it's so hard to replace such legends.
yeah, yeah, 100%. I agree with you. But in innings like this and matches like these, they act sometimes. That's all you need to turn things around.
No,
So,
absolutely agree.
and I don't mean to say that they'll win the series. I don't want to get too excited, but it's with World Cup just around the corner, and players getting confidence, and West Indies on the other hand beating England. That's also as shocking as anything else you've seen in a very long time in cricket. I think it's great for cricket.
No, I think you're right. Ke, you might come the World Cup that you'll have 10 pretty solid teams going at each other. So there's
Yeah,
no cupcake, there's no walkovers, there's no you know there's no easy game. You're in a fight for every single point, every single match. It's going to be fun to watch, man. I don't know how I'm going to work in June and July. I should just take the month off.
I say just resign and buy a franchise.
I should. I was seriously contemplating that I should move to the UK for a month and just work from there, which I can easily do. And
It's not a bad. I was going to suggest that actually on a serious note that if the family allows,
the family is off anyways, so and they'll be in Pakistan most likely. So I just need to find a place to stay.
um, yeah, or you work from Pakistan because I think I may be in Pakistan during that time.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Pakistan may be a bit harder sell, but
yeah. No, I
oh
know
my
what you
God,
mean.
I'm definitely going to watch a game. So I'm definitely going to watch the Pakistan South Africa game. It's been confirmed. So I'd least watch that and watch Pakistan New Zealand. So I'm watching two games. So I'm going end of June for sure. So that should be fun. So looking forward to that. But no,
Absolutely.
coming back to it was like like you said, West Indies, Sri Lanka. Two teams were struggling. To see them win and build some confidence before the World Cup is just great for the game.
100%, absolutely. Tell me something. Are Bangladeshis avoiding us
In terms of what?
in PSL? And there isn't a single Bengali player in this edition of PSL. Are they playing something or what?
Well, Bangladesh right now, first of all, they're on tour to New Zealand, right? So their A जो टीम है, जो main team है, उसके players
Oh,
तो वहाँ busy हैं, so that's why you don't see any. First
oh,
of
yeah,
all.
okay.
Second of all, um, I'm not sure how good they are besides like a Tamim or Shakib or Mahmudullah maybe. There are only a few names that you would probably want to pick. But they're right now at least busy in the tour. And Bangladesh and Pakistan also have had a bit of a tough going in terms of diplomatic relationships, but I think they would still play. I mean,
Yeah, I think they would play.
But they're just on tour right now.
I think that, and that explains Colin Monroe also,
Yeah, that
because
also explains Colin. Right.
they just had they have the next match on 19, which is tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So I think after that, you'll probably see Monroe fly down. And
Yes.
be part of PSL.
So I think they're busy, and so is Afghanistan.
Right.
And Ireland. So that's why you don't see, because I just noticed something. Clearly I wasn't missing them. It's just when I saw all those flags. Anyway, anything else, my friend?
No, that's it. We'll wrap up. So again, we'll I guess catch up in 10 days or so. See, get a good feel up right then, probably, of how the PSL is going and who's winning and who's losing and who's the odds on to win the tournament. But so it'll be fun to watch
Absolutely.
non-stop cricket for the next couple of weeks.
Yes.
Contemplate for a second.
Oh no, that's all we need, right?
All right. On that note, enjoy the cricket. We'll talk soon.
Goodbye.
Doosra Point, hosted by Paris and Mosi.